Basically, what I want to do tonight is treat this similar to an initial parent meeting. Just really state who I am, what our expectations are for our kids, for our parents, and for our community. Before I even get to that, I'd just like to again thank Ms. Cook, Mr. Jamerson, and Mr. Lasher, who were awesome throughout the whole process. Their leadership and how passionate they are about Marvin Ridge and about our program was one of the big reasons why I decided to come on over here. Okay? Again, as Ms. Cook referenced, I have 12 years of coaching experience, all at Lake Norman High School. When I graduated from college, I went over there. That was my very first job. Saw some good times, saw a lot of bad times, stuck with it, and saw the fruits of our labor over there the last couple years. My background, my first year coaching, I coached offensive line. That's what I played in college. I'm an offensive lineman. I did that in my first year. I cut my teeth in coaching the defensive line. I did that for 6 years. After that, I was a coordinator of the defense. Well, I coordinated the defense, did defensive line for 1 year, did linebackers for 1 year, and then the 3 previous seasons, I have been the offensive coordinator and the quarterback coach at Lake Norman. Here, I'm also going to coordinate the offense, and I will coach the quarterbacks here as well. Just a little bit of background or information about some of the things that happened there. If you read the bio, researched me, which I know some of the kids said that they did. Over there, last 2 years, we've been really successful offensively. We produced on our offense 3 All-State players, 2 receivers, and a quarterback. Our quarterback was 2-year All-State, as well as this past year was Gatorade State Player of the Year. So the offense works. Part of my draw to come to this school is the type of kids that we have here. I think offensively and defensively, with what I want to install, I think we have the type of kids to be very, very successful in doing that. This morning, finally got to meet the kids as a large group. Yesterday, they kind of come in intermittently and sporadically when they had time off and just introduce themselves. But to get those guys together and speak to them as a large group got me motivated for spring practice and summer and getting into fall camp. If there was one word that I would use to describe what the program is going to be, that word is accountability. There's going to be accountability in the classroom, there's going to be accountability within the football program, and there's going to be accountability for these guys outside of the football program and outside of school. What I'm going to ask the guys to do is to be where they are, when they're supposed to be there, do the things that they're supposed to do, be accountable to themselves, their families, and our football program. Okay? The program that we are going to do here is not going to be easy. It's not. It is going to be taxing, it's going to be a time investment, and it's going to be a grind. That's the kind of person I am. That's my personality. I'm a grinder. I like to invest time in the kids. I like to invest time in the program. So it will be a time commitment and a time investment. Out on the table, right outside the door, I see a lot of you guys picked them up. If you did not pick it up, it is basically a day-by-day summer calendar of times to be here and expectations. A couple of the questions that I had from people today and yesterday was, and I'll go ahead and cover those, is about our staff. We start spring practice the 20th, so we're basically less than 2 weeks away from spring practice. My goal is to have a full staff in place by the 20th. I think that's the most fair way to do it so that we're not getting behind in anything. I am in the process of interviewing and talking with people on the past staff, as well as some people that I know and have relationships with outside the Marvin Ridge program. So that's kind of where we are within our staff. Scheme-wise, I believe in a 4-man front defense, which is what we have had here the last few years. I do believe in that. I believe in running multiple coverages to give the offenses, a headache and to put our kids in the best situation to be successful. Offensively, we're going to be a spread offense, no huddle type team. I was telling these guys in the interview, if I had my way, we'd throw it 55, 60 times a game. I would. I love throwing the football. It's fun to watch. It's fun for the kids to play in, and it puts up a lot of points. Reining myself back in, the best way to do it is to fit your scheme to your kids and to be as close to 50-50 run pass as you can, because I think that puts the most stress on the defense. If I was to describe my coaching philosophy and how we'll do things here, I'd say put the kids in the best situations to be successful. Okay? Put the kids in the best situations to be successful. I'm not going to ask a kid, we won't ask a kid to do something that they can't do. We'll put them in situations where they can be successful. All right? With the summer calendar, we will start our summer workouts the Monday after graduation, which will be Monday, should be June 15th. The way that I like to run summer workouts, I like to do it in the morning. One, because it keeps you guys, or keeps us from being in situations where you catch those storms or just, lightning storms or thunderstorms that happen during the summer. And also it allows the kids to go to work for those that have jobs during the summer. This way, we're done at 11. There's no excuse for not getting to workouts because of work. You can go at noon or after and still get your hours in and things to that extent. We will go Monday through Thursday. The schools are closed on Friday, so we will only do 4 days a week. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday will be strength and conditioning / installing our offensive and defensive scheme. Tuesday will be only scheme for offense and defense. We'll spend 2.5 hours installing our scheme and treat that like a pseudo practice day where we get as much work as we possibly can done. Okay? I think the only thing that is on that schedule for fall camp is the first day of practice, which should be August 1st. We will practice in the mornings. We'll go 8:30 to 11 in the mornings as well, just for the same reasons that I stated we do the workouts in the morning, okay? Some things that I would like to cover with you guys are just sort of expectations that I have for the kids and for the parents. Number one, and Ms. Cook referenced it, I don't plan on being here a year. I come into this situation for the long haul, okay? At my previous stop, my first year we won 3 games, second year we won 5 games, we were a brand new school. Year 3 we went 1-10, year 4 we went 1-10, year 5 we went 3-8. So we had 3 consecutive years, we won a total of 5 games. I didn't jump ship then, and I plan on being here for the long haul. I think, guys, watching film and studying what we do here, all we really need is some continuity and a system the kids can buy into and the community can buy into, and I think we can be very, very successful. All right, expectations. Number one, I have an open door policy with parents. If you have a concern, feel free to contact me. My door is always open. You can come talk to me. We will discuss whatever issue you have. There are certain things that I will never discuss though. I will never discuss playing time, ever. If you want to know why your kid isn't playing, if they're not, I will be more than happy to discuss ways that they can get better and ways that they can get on the field. I think that's fair. But we'll never discuss playing time. And the last thing we won't discuss is X's and O's. Coach, why'd you call this? Why are you doing this? Why isn't this guy playing? We won't discuss those things. But if there's concerns, again, if there's a concern about playing time, we can discuss things that will help your son get on the field. But other than that, we're not going to delve into other things with X's and O's. We're just not. Chain of command. If there is an issue, especially at practice, if there is an issue, number one person you should contact is your son's position coach. Coach, why isn't my son getting reps during practice? Please contact your son's position coach first, because that is the coach that sees them, has the most direct contact with them during practice. If you contact the position coach, you don't get an answer, then please contact me. I'll talk with the position coach, see what's going on. If I don't have a direct impact on what the situation is, then we will get it cleared up. please follow chain of command. The worst thing that can happen for myself as a coach is for Mr. Jamerson or Ms. Cook or somebody to come to me first thing in the morning and ask me about a situation, and I don't know because I wasn't there or wasn't at that point in practice. Please follow the chain of command. Please do that. I think with following chain of command, it creates continuity. People know what to expect, and hopefully you will get the answer more immediate and more quickly with that way, or through that way. Let me check my notes here, see what I am forgetting. Okay, one thing that I do want to reference, and it goes back to staying here for a while. I met with my Lake Norman kids on Tuesday morning. Because Tuesday night was the night of the board meeting, and I wanted to make sure those kids knew before it got out in the paper. I was meeting with those kids, and the one thing that I wanted them to understand, and I told this to our kids today in the meeting this morning, is that I had a good job. I had a really good job in Lake Norman. I could have stayed there. I loved it there. I could have retired there. I did not want to leave that place to just take any head coaching job just to say that I was a head coach. I wanted to come to a place where I thought we could win big, meaning conference championships and compete for state championships. That's what I think that we can do here. But it's going to take buy-in from the kids, the parents, and the community. And that all goes back to accountability. It's tough right now because of the timeline. We're not necessarily going to have time to implement my full weight training program this spring. Our weight training program will be 5 days a week. Okay, we're going to lift 5 days a week during the spring, and hopefully we can start implementing some of that before spring practice. But it's going to be tough with the condensed timeline. For us to be successful, we got to do the things that other teams are not willing to do. We got to invest time, we got to grind, and we got to outwork people. I will not, and I don't make promises at all about wins and losses or what we're going to do versus what we're not going to do. Every week my pregame speech is going to be the exact same thing. Every week before the game I'll say, guys, this game is us versus us. It's how we execute, how hard we work, and that's basically what it comes down to. Very rarely, other than on Mondays, will we ever talk about what our opponent does. On Mondays, we'll install the game plan, we'll talk about the other team, but after that, it's what are we going to do to attack them, and it's us getting better at what we do. Wins and losses come down to execution and you taking care of your business. No penalties, no turnovers, limiting penalties, limiting turnovers, and limiting mental mistakes. Okay? Lastly, before I go to Q&A, one thing that I want to talk about is how you guys, as parents in the community, fit into the success of our program. For us, as a football program, to be successful, we all got to be in the boat together, and we all got to be rowing in the same direction. Okay? We can't have some people on their own agendas. We can't have some people doing whatever they want to. We got to be in the boat together, and we got to be rowing in the same direction. We have to. I've seen it happen both ways. Early in my coaching career, we were in a situation where kids would go home, coaches would get bad mouth. This coach doesn't know what he's doing. I don't know why you're not playing. Those things are not good for anyone, because ultimately the coach is the guy that the kid is working with every day. If you're telling the kid that the coach doesn't know what he's talking about, or so-and-so shouldn't be playing, you should be playing, those things don't work out very well for the program. I've also seen it on the other hand, where everyone has one unison focus and one unison vision and goal, and that is for the success of the team and the success of the program. We invited our middle school parents tonight as well. Reason why we did that is because we want to build a program. Yesterday on my first day here, Mr. Jamerson and I met with a lot of the middle school parents, or not parents, but middle school dads, especially the people that are key stakeholders in running the middle school program. With the middle school program, we are going to run It'll be a scaled down, modified version, but we want to run the same offense and same defense at the middle school level that we run here, so that every year it builds upon itself, so that when the kids get here as freshmen, we're not reinventing the wheel and teaching them something that they have not already done. Elite, big-time programs, that's what they do. Run the same offense, same defense from the time they're 5th or 6th graders. They get to high school, you're just building upon what they have already learned. Okay? You know, coming into this, one thing that I kept hearing was about the lack of enthusiasm with the JV program. JV program is just as important as the varsity program. One thing that I firmly believe is that when a kid gets here as a 9th grader, best case scenario, if a coach stays all 4 years, that he's going to get coached by the same coach when he's a freshman to the same coach that he is as a senior, and he's hearing the same thing for 4 years. Whatever position the varsity coaches coach, they will also coach JV. We will not have a separate varsity and JV staff. I coach varsity quarterbacks. I'm also going to coach JV quarterbacks. Our offensive line coaches will coach both. There is no separate staffs. Everyone will get the same coaching from the same people, regardless if they're a 9th grader or a 12th grader. Okay? You guys have questions for me? I'll open it up. Whatever questions you guys have, feel free to ask. I'll be more than happy to answer them.